We are almost 1 month in with Season of the Deep. At week 6, we will be finishing off the main narrative quest, and hopefully that there will be a epilogue later on in the season prior to the showcase in August. But other than that, that narrative kind of finishes off, so we're going to start looking at some more story leaks for the Final Shape, as well as some leaks for post-Final Shape, more importantly, Season 25. So it looks like Bungie will be incorporating 3 more seasons after the Final Shape story and an expansion, so it looks like after those small seasons, we can expect that maybe the next saga will begin in 2025. But time will tell, let's get right into it. To start off, apparently this leak was from the Final Shape showcase. This information was passed from Liz, which again we talked about as a very credible source, but again, take this with a grain of salt. Bungie could change it before it releases, but let's get right into it. So the first part of it is that the Final Shape will have 12 missions. 2 missions will be in the solar system, and 10 missions will take place in the Time Valley, which was shown in the teaser. Now, I'm optimistic about this. The last 2 expansions has been Witch Queen and Lightfall, and they have been a total of 8 missions each. Now, I would have loved Lightfall to have 10 or 12 missions to thoroughly explain other topics like the Veil. I don't know if Bungie will go with this model, but 8 missions seems to be the basic model with the Legendary mode, obviously. So will Bungie change this up to add more missions? It could be a possibility, but again, I wouldn't be too much credibility into it. However, Bungie announced this expansion right before the Witch Queen's launched in Year 4. Could have Bungie been behind the scenes working on it for the last couple of years, and could it be bigger than Lightfall? Could be. Again, a lot of people have said that things from Lightfall has been taken out and put into the Final Shape, and of course I could see that, because I feel like the Time Valley and all these other things was maybe, supposed to be in Lightfall, because again, Lightfall was supposed to be the end. So behind the scenes, we could see that a lot of the things was probably going to be in Lightfall, but then switch to this expansion, so maybe a bigger campaign is on the horizon. The next part of this gives us the raid name for the expansion. It also talks about the encounters that we're going to see in the raid. So apparently it will be called the Herald of the Winnower. It will have 3 boss encounters and 2 jumping puzzles. Apparently the first encounter will be the first phase of the Witness, then there will be a jumping puzzle, then there will be the second encounter, which is the second phase of the Witness, and then there's going to be another jumping puzzle, and then lastly the third encounter, which will be the final encounter where we destroy the Witness's physical form. I feel obviously it's going to be that the Witness will be the raid boss and the campaign boss. I don't see Bungie playing a move where it's just a campaign boss and then it's something definitely different. I feel like the Witness has been built up as such a great villain these last 2 expansions that it's obviously going to be a main part within the campaign and with the raid. Now, apparently, after the first raid's completion, a 12-man activity opens up where you destroy the Witness once and for all. I could obviously see this as well. We've talked about this. This has been in a lot of other credible sources, so again, this is something that we're going to see. Now, post-Final Shape, after the Witness is destroyed and the darkness is pushed back from solar system, the planets that were shrouded in darkness return to our director as patrol spaces slightly altered by the time spent in the dark. Now, this would be huge. If Bungie shows off at the showcase that we're going to get all the previous destinations back, but altered of some sort, that would be crazy. I would love to see Mars, Io, Mercury, and Titan all come back as patrol spaces altered. I feel like that would be really cool. Again, there's no more expansion sunsetting, and I feel, and remember they have said that behind the scenes they've been working on the engine. This would basically say, hey, guess what? All the old destinations would be brought back, and who knows, maybe the raids and the activities will also be brought back. Oh my god, it's basically just bringing everything back before they end off the Dark and Light saga. I would love it. Hopefully this is true. Could I see Bungie do it? It's a 50-50 on this. I don't know if they want to bring so many destinations back, but if the engine behind the scenes is being built up to provide more storage for the game, and they want to say it's going to be fitting the story really well after the Witness is gone, who knows? I think it would be really cool. Now, if this leak is to be believed, it sets the stage for what Season 24 might be, which is Season of the Infinite. Apparently, when Mercury is returned to our solar system, this seasonal story that launches alongside the expansion will set the stage for this new season. Apparently, it will open up after the 12-man activity is complete for the first time. With the return of Mercury, the tower receives a distress call. Brother Vance has opened the Infinite Forest once again, and we return to the Mercury soil. Brother Vance warns it is of a Vex mind that is influence over the corridors of time, changing timelines to suit the victory of the Vex. We need to enter each week to put a stop to this. Apparently, we even go in further with the activity in the weapons. Apparently, there's going to be a 6-man Corridors Cleanse activity where you enter the corridors of time and purge the Vex from our timeline stream. Then apparently they will have focused loot similar to the Sundial Menagerie activities to allow players to not rely on RNG for missing deep sight patterns. The Sundial weapons return, D1 Trials weapons return as seasonal loot from Vance. Apparently, lastly, Black Armory weapons will return later in Year 7. Now looking at this all together, does this look credible to me? I can say so if we can believe one thing. If they do bring the destinations back, it does give us a lot of credibility for the seasons that will launch after Final Shape, as well as just the name and the normal base campaign, having 12 missions and Herald of the Winnower. If we can believe these little things, then overall this does look likely to be having a lot of, big things for the Final Shape. I personally say that if Mercury comes back and is focused on maybe another Curse of Osiris type activity or something like that, I wouldn't be so, against it, because I sort of like the activity. I wish Bungie, enhance it further. But if we were going to go in the Corridors of Time one more last time for a seasonal activity, I wouldn't be so inclined to do so, because again, that's a great place and it just looks amazing. Overall, I feel like this could be really credible if given time. If we see sources come out saying that this is more true than ever, we would have to wait till the Final Shape showcase, obviously. But as we approach the showcase, there's going to be way more leaks that we can maybe look at that will tell us more info on this. Again, Cade being a manifestation of the light could be also really good, but we don't know if that's going to be true or not. We don't know if he's going to be something else, but if he is a manifestation of the light, and that would be really cool. It would really show us who's really, the traveler all along, the entity that has been behind it for all the story we have been through since Destiny 1. Time will tell. Again, I'm excited to see what we're going to go up against in this expansion. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.